Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another update. So this is a pretty major update, mostly because I've done a lot of renovating on the ship. So you can see I've pretty much gotten rid of the entire bridge that was here last time. The reason being is, first of all, the saucer was only 8 decks and not 10, like it's supposed to be, and that was just really bothering me. I really wanted to fix that. And also, the torpedo bay down in the neck, like you can see it right there. It was only on deck 11 when it's supposed to be on deck 13. So what I had to do was basically squeeze 2 more decks into the saucer. So how I did it, and by the way, it looks actually way better than it did. The one that I had like in the last update video um, was just way too short and made the saucer just look a little bit off. But this one, the profile view, looks way better than it did, I think, in my opinion at least. You can tell me what you think in the comments, but I mean, if you look at that, that looks a lot better, in my opinion. But anyway, what I did, so all of these decks stayed the same. They're all still 4 blocks high, and all the corridors are the same. But, so starting at this deck, the decks are 3 blocks high instead of 4. And first of all, the only reason I had to do that is because, if I try to fit 4 block decks in the top part of the saucer, it would just be way too tall. So I had to fit just 3 block decks right there. So that's how that works. And it looks a lot better. Again, so like the saucer is again 10 decks, and the bridge is still very high. Like the roof of the bridge is still pretty high, so that works out fine. Still gonna do a window. That's not changing. The bridge will look about the same as it did before, just up 2 more decks instead of lower down like it was. But yeah, so that's about that right there. I've also changed the officer's lounge to be a lot taller and larger than it was before. But obviously there's nothing there yet because, well, I haven't finished the rest of the ship. But yeah, so also another thing that's changed is the torpedo bay and the position of the warp core. So if you go back and look at some of the other update videos I did, you'll know that this blue stripe used to be over here, so it was moved forward about 5 blocks. The reason being is that the warp core, the turbo lift that's in the neck, and these airlocks right here, all of them combined, I could not have any room for the torpedo bay that's supposed to go right in there. So yeah, that was a pretty major problem, and it was causing a lot of issues with the internal layout of the neck. So what I did is I got rid of the original warp core. I replaced it with one that goes here instead, so the whole warp core is basically moved forward about 8-ish blocks. Yeah, so I'll show you that on the inside, what it looks like. So if we go through this airlock, we end up in the torpedo bay right here, which is way different than last time. Well, it's about the same layout, but it's a deck up and it's way further forward, which is how it's supposed to be, and it looks a lot better. And it lines up with the airlocks like it's supposed to. But yeah, so torpedoes go in here, they go along the track, they get shot out the torpedo tubes right there. Here is the warp core. You can see it lines up. Well, actually, I can't show you that on this deck. I'll have to go up one. Boy, that didn't help, did it? Yeah, so here we are here. So yeah, you can see the warp core lines up with the blue stripe as it's supposed to. And it's a lot further forward in the neck, so there's a lot of extra space that I have all through here. Let me take my night vision real quick. Yeah, so there's a whole lot of extra space in the neck. We'll go up here. This lounge is still the same, it hasn't changed. But all of this engineering area up here, I have a lot more space to put machinery for working on the warp core and stuff. So that should be pretty neat. That's actually about it. I don't think there's really too many more changes. I changed the layout of this turbo lift a little bit, just to accommodate for the torpedo bay and the warp core. It's not exactly necessary, but it helped with a few things. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it like that. These signs are out of date because of the deck work I did up on the bridge. These all need to be like basically 2 more numbers than they are now. So this is really deck 16, this is 17, and by the way, the whole ship now is 22 decks instead of just 20. So that's kind of nice. Although one problem that is here, or that has occurred from the modifications I made, is the warp core is pretty close to the turbo lift. So there's not going to be able to be any doorways on this side of the turbo lift, or else you'll just step right out and hit the warp core, which would be a problem. So I'll have to put them along the side or the other side. So but yeah, that's the only real problem that occurred, and it's not even a big problem. Oh, actually, I think this is new from the last update video. The Arboretum is now 2 windows larger than it was. So it was just these middle 4 windows wide, and then that was how big it was. But I widened it to 6 windows wide, which is how it's supposed to be. And actually had a little bit of help from Tronic MC. The link to his channel will be in the description, so you should definitely go check out that channel. But yeah, I had a little bit of help from him from this. He did some of the path work and stuff. But yeah, that's about it. We'll just go up. Actually, I'm kind of dumb because I totally forgot that I haven't done an update video since I built the entire shuttle bay and cargo bay, so forget that I said that's about it, because there's a lot to show in here, because I have not shown this since the last update video, because it didn't even exist then. Yeah, so basically, this is the cargo bay, and the shuttle bay is over there. So if you've seen the motion picture, then hopefully you'll recognize the scene where Kirk and Scotty are inside the travel pod, and they dock right here and walk out onto this catwalk, and you see this long matte painting of the cargo bay and shuttle bay, which is a really cool shot. I mean, it's a little bit dated now because it's just a matte painting and it looks a little bit two-dimensional, but other than that, it's still a really cool shot in the movie, and it's a really cool design for the cargo and shuttle bay, how it's sort of connected by these elevators, and then it just kind of steps down into the cargo bay, and I think it's a really neat design, so that's what I went with. There's 2 turbo lifts right here in the cargo bay, and these attached to the rest of the turbo lifts in the ship. They don't actually lead anywhere really yet, because I'm still working out the turbo lift maps for here. But yeah, so you can see they sort of lead around sort of here, but I mean, you can see it's kind of just a dead end, really. So yeah, we'll go back in there. On the top catwalk of the cargo bay, which is where we are right now, we've got escape pods along here. So they're really tiny, but they do their job. There are, I forget how many there are on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on each side, I think. Yeah, so in the event of an emergency where you need to escape, you would probably go up the turbo lift or climb that ladder and just get an escape pod, and it jettisons you away from the exploding ship. So that's that. I've designed some work bees for down here. So if you don't know, work bees are sort of like really miniature shuttles that a lot of ships have in Star Trek. And what they do is they have like worker claw kind of things. So they're called work bees because they can fly around, do maintenance work on the ship if they need in-flight or mid-journey repairs or something like that. So that's what those are for, and there are 4 down in the cargo bay for hauling cargo or moving things up if they need it to be or something like that. And then there are 6 in the main shuttle bay right here, which are used for doing like repairs for the outer hull or something like that. So that's what that's for. We've got obviously these elevators right here, which lead down into the shuttle parking bay, which I have not designed any shuttles for this yet, but I mean, I'll do that soon. But yeah, this is where the shuttles park. Then they would just fly out onto the elevator, get lifted up into either the shuttle or cargo bay, and then they just do their thing and fly away. Also, these, what are they called? The elevators. I keep forgetting why, I don't know why I keep forgetting they're called elevators. I'm modifying the way that they work along here, so that's why they're asymmetrical, is because I'm still working out how the walls are gonna look. So yeah, I'll figure that out. It'll be fixed in the next episode. But yeah, I think that's about it. Hopefully that's it, because I don't want to miss anything. Flying around, just checking for anything else. But yeah, I think that's about it. So hopefully you're enjoying this series so far. It's getting close to done. Oh, one more thing. Again, here is the new and improved impulse crystal. It's looks a lot more accurate and is bigger and looks a little cooler in my opinion. Yeah, but anyway, again, thanks for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying the series. I don't know how many more updates there'll be, because it's still a ways from being finished, but I mean, this will probably be the majority of my videos for the next few months, because I'm guessing it'll take a few more months to finish this. But so yeah, again, thanks for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying this, and goodbye.